Hey guys, today we're going to talk about 3 of the most important questions that you're going to want to ask your mortgage lender when you're trying to buy a house. And welcome to another 3 Cent Thursday with the Realtor Family. I am Melissa, and today's topic are 3 questions to ask your mortgage lender. One of the first questions you're going to want to ask your mortgage lender is, are there any available programs for me? There's programs out there that may be able to help you. So if you're a first-time home buyer, there's down payment assistance programs, reverse mortgages. There's even a home fund it program, which is kind of like a crowdfunding for your down payment. So there's all of these programs out there that may fit your particular situation. Sometimes it can be tricky to qualify for these programs, but it is worth asking about. Another thing you want to ask them is, with that program, what interest rate are you getting? Some of these programs, the downside is that the interest rate will be higher. So there's just kind of a trade-off depending on what your particular need is and what will help your situation the most. Even if you're not going to use a program, ask them what interest rate they can offer you. Sometimes you can even buy down the interest rate, which may be beneficial for some people and again not others. The second question we would recommend you ask your lender is, how much money do I need? So what we're talking about here is what your down payment should be. So if you're going with an FHA government loan, typically the minimum down payment is 3.5%. That's 3.5% of the purchase price of the home. If you're going with a conventional loan, the minimum is typically 5% down. So you can go with the minimums. There's pros and cons to doing so it depends on your situation. If you're struggling coming up with a down payment, you don't have too much saved up in the bank, that might be your only option. But just know that anytime you put down less than 20%, down, you're going to have what's called mortgage insurance. Now, mortgage insurance is basically something the lender says, well, you're not the best candidate for us to lend money to because you don't have that much. You don't have that much skin in the game. So we're going to charge you, it's typically another 0.5% to 1% of the loan amount every year. So let's look at an example. If you took out a loan for $240,000, 1% of that would be $2,400, right? And divide that by 12 months throughout the year, that's an extra $200 a month. So again, this amount will vary, but that can be a huge extra amount every month that ideally you don't have to pay. So a good goal is always 20% down, but that's really hard to do, especially for a lot of first-time home buyers. So don't be discouraged if you don't have 20% down. The great thing is if you go with a conventional loan, you can always buy that mortgage insurance off. So once you get to the point in your payments where you've gotten to 20% typically, the mortgage insurance will drop off. Okay. And the third question that we recommend you asking your lender is, what will my monthly payment be? Sometimes what you qualify for will actually be more than the monthly payment that you're comfortable with. Maybe you qualify for an amount where your monthly payment could be as high as $3,000 a month, and you're like, whoa, that's way too high for me. I want to keep it, let's say, below $2,000 a month. So you just want to ask them what your monthly payment will be. When we look at monthly payments with owning, you're looking at what's called PITI, right? So that's going to stand for principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So different from renting, when you're renting, you don't have property taxes, right? So that's something added on. When you're owning a home, you have to pay property taxes, unfortunately. So you want to get the full picture, not just what the amount is going to be on your mortgage every month, but all of that together. Your PITI, what is your total monthly payment going to be? Well, that's our 3 cents on questions to ask your mortgage lender. Thank you so much for watching. If you find these videos valuable, please give us a like. And if you have any questions for us, please leave those in the comments below. We will definitely get to those. We are the Realtor Family, and as always, we appreciate you letting our family help yours. Catch us next week for another 3 Cent Thursday. See ya.